Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next anime review for Anime Month. And today I'll be talking about, which is kind of an anime that's kind of interesting because you can basically have like four different routes you can take to watch this, right? It's like four different stories, basically, right? You can probably pick and choose. If you go like four discs, you can probably pick and choose which story you like better, right? Well, today I'll be talking about what is called Yosuga No Sora. Yosuga No Sora. As for the anime series, it was released in 2010, and for the most part of this anime, I liked. For the most part, although it did a couple of questionable thing though, right? Because because there's certain things that happen. This makes me go watching. It makes me feel like if I'm watching a hentai or not. But it's not like otherwise they'll put an 18 rating on this thing though. But it's not. But as I was saying, there are four different story arcs for this. Basically, if to legitimately say, it follows our main character by the name of Haruka and his twin sister Sora. They both their both parents died. They moved to this rural town in Japan, and they moved like into their grandparents' place, which they were kind of like big in this town. Their grandparents were, so they kind of move into their house, and for the sorry. Yeah. Sorry, for it's a four story because you pick shows right here. You can pick and choose a story arc for our lead guy here, Haruka, to whatever girl he chooses to, right? So basically, he's a guy. You can pick and choose whatever girl he basically falls in love with, basically. And sadly, though, a guy who fall in love with multiple girls, kind of interesting. Though we could pick a story of which one he can choose to. But unfortunately, sadly, one of the girls he ends up with is, gotta say this right there. One of the girls he ends up being with is his own sister. That's one of the complaints I have about this. Yeah, because the one story he goes with his sister that becomes an incest thing. But other than that can one complaint. I like all the other stories that he goes with, especially with the other three girls he goes with. Like the other girls he goes with by the name of by the name of Now or Akira or what was it? What was the name? Trying to find the other one. Was it Kazuka, right? Yeah, Kazuka. Yeah. So those are the three girls you can pick. You can go along with the story that ends up being with. Yes, of course, like I said, include the one with his sister and all that stuff. But I think the story was pretty good. I mean, for the animation is really good, is well done. The music was well done as well as the intro and the outro music. The voice actors, they do their jobs well. So yeah, the animation, voice cast, music, animation was pretty good and solid on point. And also, for the mention, like at the end of the credits of each episode, like there's another additional story, and different version though, where ends up being with the maid who is the maid by the name of who's the I get the name of the maid. I always do this when I don't stuff I don't look up beforehand. Oh wait, okay. Modoka. So after the end credits of each episode, like there's like a cartoonish kind of way where he ends up being with the maid as well. So basically, you get two animes in this: the story arcs with these, and then like a bonus anime separate story with him with the maid Modoka. And each one of the stories that were pretty good, like especially with Kazuga, who's this rich girl. She plays the viola. Sorry, this is just tired again. I thought it was really a well told story for her. Like with Akira, who works part time who works as a shrine maiden, and like there was a point where give more story depth on her, where she lost this pendant which that was given to her by her mother, but it turns out like there's part where she was kind of like switched at birth, and by the end they want to do a DNA test to see if she is like the mother or what of her the person she's living with is her mother or not. And the whole story, I don't want to give much away, but the whole story that I thought was pretty nice. And also, by the time each one, at the end of each story, though, we get to end the girl. There's always like there's like a sex scene in there as well. I mean, that's what kind of times it makes me feel like I'm watching a hentai anime, but it's not because there's no 18 rating on this thing. So, but it's not full on. But it doesn't show a full on nudity of most things. Well, we see boobies here or there, but that's it. But it's not overall that graphic or anything. And or the other one you knew, there's another one if you go into the story with now, which is her right here. There's another Hakira knew from back when they were kids. Also, well, there was one as a nitpick thing I liked because I didn't care for though. But now, she liked him though, right? She liked Hakira. But there was a point back then, we see a flashback to when Hakira was like a few years younger. Her parents were fighting. They were fighting. She runs away. And then basically when she goes next door, because she lives next door to them, she does basically kind of a rape thing, basically, with Haruka. That's what she did, though. That's another nitpick I have, though. Other than that, though, the rest of the story with her was fine. Even was pretty much fine. It was pretty much fine despite that, though. You did not need to throw that part in, though. But they had to because we did hit the part with the sister where she saw this, and that angered her. So that had to be thrown in. But you could have cut that part out and left that out for just the story with the sister, you know. But the story I thought with her was fine overall too. And then it came to the point with the last one with what he does with his sister Sora. Yeah, I know the name Sora, like how it wasn't that one I ranted last year was called Aki Sora. I will say this though, despite the things the nitpicks I have with this, I say this is better. This is a lot better than Aki Sora. I can say that. But yeah, there's a lot of things he does with his sister. Yeah, you get a little backstory of how she was always sick all the time, taking care of her. Although we don't get much backstory with her parents, we see like almost like a dream sequence. We see a little bit with her parents, but that's about it though. I mean, let's say like she was like like Sora, she was like sick most of the time. But the thing is, like, she has this infatuation he has with her brother. I mean, this is the point where up until, like, the last 10 episodes, like, episodes 10 through 12, that's where you get, you can say pretty much hentai-ish, in a way. Where he bones his sister. And then there was a point where the two of the friends, like, now, and another girl I thought, who got, a girl who we see her, but he isn't. I thought she also should have got a story arc as well, by the name of it was a younger I think it was Kozia. Are you Kozu? Yeah, Kozu. Yeah, Kozu. She didn't get much though. She didn't get much more development. She likes she likes Haruka, but that doesn't come up until like close to like the last two episodes basically though. So basically she is the one. I think she should have got her own story arc as well as other than the four. So I think that she could have got her own story arc too, because there's a point where her now comes to their house and walks in on them of him doing her, and she gets upset about it. And that's up to the point, at the end with her, for this story arc, he ends up going with his sister. They end up going away out of town. And the girls at the school wondering if they'll come back. But beside the story with Sora, though, the story arc between the other three girls, I thought they were pretty good, Even despite that one part here now, who does that one little rape scene, though, but that could have been left out, though. But that story was pretty good too, as well. How much the relationship that Hakura has with each girl in each story arc was pretty good. Developing relationship between all three of them. I thought it was pretty good. Especially with the music and all that goes on. I thought it was helped with the scenes, the romantic scenes in there. The relationships. And I thought overall was, despite the story arc with the sister, overall I did like about it though. I did like Yosuga No Sora, despite the whole incest part with the sister. The remaining three, even also the separate anime at the end of the credits, even with Motoka the maid, I even like that as well after the credits. It's like another bonus anime where his relationship with her, But overall, yeah, Yosuga No Sora, in Solitude, we are least alone. Overall, was pretty fine. Yeah, I even though I probably think the incest thing with the sister is not interesting at all. That becomes like more hentai-ish, right? But each girl with Nao, Kazui, and Akira, if I mispronounced the name, I'm sorry, was pretty good. Like I said, the music, the animation was really well done. Really was. The music was well done as well. And even the part with music where Kazuya, when she's playing her viola, was really well done. The music of the viola was really well done. The whole thing with Akira when she lost her pendant, the whole thing was when she switched at birth, that she's the real daughter of this family or not. And then with Nao, because also in the story with Nao, she has a big conflict with the sister. How the sister of Sora is mad at her for stealing her brother away from her and all that. There was a point when the Sora runs away and to the bus station where it's pouring down rain and lightning strikes the bus station building part, right? And Sora's stuffed bunny that she got from her mother is in there, so now runs in there and gets the bunny. Why couldn't you just put the bunny back in the box? Sorry. When I deal with the stuffed bunny, it made me think of Con Air. Yeah, when I deal with the stuffed bunny, it made me think of Con Air. Put the bunny back in the box. But she gets it, and that kind of Sora rethink her thoughts on her, Especially to go to the festival, and how Sora says, kind of Sora makes amends with her, basically. But all up to the point with the story arc with the sister, Sora, overall was, like I said, solid animation, solid score, solid character development, especially with each story arc where our guy Hakura ends up with all of these other girls. Each of the relationship I thought was established pretty well done, I would say. And the intro and the outro music, intro and outro music were pretty good, especially the ending music was pretty good. And the voice cast does a good job as well, so I guess I also give credit to the voice cast as well. But yeah, so Yosuga No Sora overall, I liked. If you can watch the last story arc with the sister, if you can deal with it though, okay. I mean, I can deal with it though, but I know like, really, it goes with that goes the incest way, really. Gives me an uneasy feeling about watching that last story arc though, but I'll stick watching the other three. So, but yeah. Other than that though, it wasn't overall that bad, despite the nitpicks I have with it though. But I thought it was not that bad of a series. I thought it was really a good anime, despite the last story arc, like I said. But that's my review for Yosuga no Sora. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next review for Anime Month, and we'll see you all later.